Final hour here for Breakfast Extra, and let's do an extra, shall we? This week marks International Week of the Deaf People. That's 22nd to 28th September 2025. Under the banner, No Human Rights Without Sign Language Rights. Now, the theme spotlights a reality many deaf Nigerians have known for far too long. Without legal recognition, access to education, public information, and services in sign language, human rights remains incomplete. The World Federation of the Deaf reminds us that sign language rights are fundamental, yet many nations, and Nigeria among them, still lag in providing them. The Discrimination Against Persons with Disability Act of 2018 offers protections for persons with disabilities, but stakeholders say enforcement is weak.
And the pressing questions are, how can Nigeria move from protection on paper to real inclusion in practice? What legal reforms, institutional support, and cultural changes are required? And how can we ensure deaf people lead in creating those changes? And to help us unpack all of this, we're joined by Damilola Teniola, a volunteer with the visually impaired and sign language interpreter. Hello, Dami.
Good morning.
No, it's hello.
Hello, or good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, no.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Fran.
Good morning.
I remembered
Good
something at
morning.
least.
Okay, you tried, you do.
Awesome.
Good to have you here.
Nice seeing you guys too.
Thank
you
you.
look really beautiful.
Oh, awesome.
And you're not looking bad yourself.
Take your compliment
I'm an
now,
afterthought. It's okay. It's okay. Women not supporting men. But let's talk about this right for deaf people who are living with Disability Act, and also that it encompasses deaf people. In Nigeria, how bad is the situation, representation for the deaf?
Okay. First, can I share my experience
Please
when
do. We love
when I
experiences.
had to start signing? Funny enough, if I tell you how I learned my sign language, you're going to be like, it's not possible. Okay, I attend Daystar Christian Center, and we have a class that runs for 15 minutes for sign language. I wasn't interested initially because I'm like, I wasn't ready for this. So I decided to attend the class. You know, I think I did the class for maybe 4 weeks. And then Mr. Razak of Sight Saver contacted me and said, Dami, what do you do now aside from your media stuff? I said, do you know I'm learning sign language? And he was like, okay, I need to be somewhere. Would you like to come and sign for me?
Interesting.
I mean, for someone that was just learning in 4 weeks, I wasn't really good at it. And I discovered that the office we went to, the MD, and I wanted to say good morning to him. I refused to say good morning by saying good morning, and I signed good morning for him. Man was shocked. He was like, what does that mean? I said, that is good morning in sign language. And he was like, this is really very good. If we can communicate with people, you know, easily like that. A lot of people don't think about the deaf when it comes to all those things. That's why a lot of them had challenges with workplace. It's difficult to, okay, let me also quickly dive into this.
Another story we like.
I went to Port Harcourt at some point for an event, and I remember at the park, I met some deaf people that were signing. And because I had an understanding that this sign is I love you. So I went for that. I did I love you to them. They all rushed to me, and they were now asking me, what is my name? And I didn't know what to tell them, in all fairness. So I was now looking at them, and everybody had gathered looking at me for me to respond to them. And that was what made me go back that, oh, I need to learn the alphabet for the deaf people.
So you can see that there's a lot of people out there who are stuck when it comes to expression because they are, well, they're living with a disability, which is deafness.
Yes.
So representation for these people, because it would seem that they're not represented at all. They're not communicated to, or they're not listened to. How does it make you feel when you note that these people have this neglect right in front of them when it comes to the expression?
I think first it has to do with from the home. A lot of parents don't accept that their kids are deaf. They struggle with it. It takes time for the acceptance that, oh, most times they are used to using the pen and paper to communicate with their kids. And, you know, now they are advocating for learn the simple things of sign language so that it can be a lot easier to communicate with the kids. And then stop making the kids, isolating the kids from the general public. You see a lot of them, they even take the kids to school where they are harassed because they don't understand that they have, you know, I don't like to call it disability actually because it's not a disability for them. It's just that they can't understand what we understand naturally. So they just need something to make it easier for them to understand what we're saying. But a lot of parents don't accept that about the kids. So that is even a major problem when as a parent, you are not identifying that, oh, my kid can't hear. And you, teach them, learn the basic of sign language. Some parents tell you, no, they are okay with the writing. And I used to have that problem too before I started the sign language class. I used to love to write to deaf people too a lot.
So would you say that the fact that, you know, parents are a bit, will I say setback to not wanting to learn, would you say this has to do with culture issues?
I think a lot of parents, they feel ashamed to want to show that their kids are, because they see it as a disability. So they're ashamed to want people to know that their child or their children, because sometimes you have more than one in a family, they can't hear. Instead of them, yes, it has to do with culture because they are worried about what people are going to say about them. And they feel that I don't want this child to embarrass me out there. You know, well, you're supposed to celebrate the child because, I mean, it's an ability, not a disability.
Right.
Do you understand?
The way she's smiling is it's with so much, you know, happiness. And, you know, come to think about it, I tend to feel like a lot of people are just scared. Oh, my child cannot hear. How do I say this? How would the child act? Especially, you know, when children are small, when they're within, you know, infant to 2 years old, oh my God, there's something else. So having to, you know, deal with a child who's deaf, I can just imagine. So how would you advise parents to own the fact that this is their child, and how do you advise them to embrace sign language to be able to communicate better with their children? Okay,
first I'm going to say that be observant about the kid right from childhood. Some kids don't respond to sound, like a lot of deaf people don't respond to. This is what they respond to. So if you are beside a deaf person and you are going, it's going to give you the look of what is going on with you because they can't hear what you're doing. But once this is a celebration for, like if I'm excited because I can hear properly. So once I'm excited about something, the first thing that comes to mind is for me to clap my hands.
To hear a sound.
But for a deaf person, they're just looking at you like, what is going on with this person? So you celebrate. So for parents, I want to start first with be observant, get to know. Do your kids respond to sound from an early stage?
Right.
Because you can actually, it can be treated.
Right.
If it's an infection, sometimes an infection gets so bad. I don't want to go into the medical aspect of it, actually. But it can get so bad that, you know, they don't, as they grow and it's not tended to, they go dumb completely. They can't hear. Right. But if you are observant about your kids' sound, you know, how they respond around where they are going up, it also helps you to know, oh, I know that from age 3, I notice if I'm shouting, my little girl or my little son doesn't respond to the shouts. So that's an early sign. If you work on it, there are treatments for it, I guess, I've been told. And then for parents who already have grown-up kids, maybe 5, I know I have some parents that have 5, 6, and the kids are signing so well, but their parents are struggling with signing. So I think a lot of parents feel that signing is stressful. It's not stressful. Just learn your alphabet, you know. Exercise your hands, and then begin your alphabet, and then be also compassionate and proud about the kids. Don't be ashamed. Being deaf, it's not disability. I say that with my full chest.
I can see that. So would you say, let's talk curriculum in schools, since we're talking about curriculums in Nigeria. Would you say that sign language should be something they should add to the curriculum, the way we have home economics and the rest? You think it's something they should be teaching, so at least everybody to an extent have basic knowledge and you be able to communicate so that the other person who's deaf don't feel less of a human?
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier when we said, I said I feel that everybody needs to have an understanding of the basics of sign language.
Right.
It is deep. So people might not be interested in the deeper version of the sign language because some people even have difficulty even signing the alphabet. But we're saying the basics so that a deaf child does not feel inferior among other kids in school.
Right.
Yeah, sure. Maybe the basics, even in workplace too.
Okay. So how do you people train the personals? If you're able to get people who are willing to want to teach these children, how do you go about, the
Okay,
training
first and foremost, we need to understand the deaf community first. That's for the kids. We need to understand how old are the kids because you can't train them the way you train an older person.
Right.
So you need to get to understand their love language. And apart from their love language, make sure that you are ready to become like them too. And then you start with the basic, which is the alphabet. The alphabet is very key. It's where everything else comes out from. You heard when he said it. He started and then he dropped.
I'm sure Mazina is looking at me that Queen is talking a lot today. I had an answer with
no. I was actually enjoying the conversation between the two of you. For me, it's the fight for inclusivity. I'm wondering how far Nigeria is when it comes to that fight. What would it take? What legal action would it take for sign language, Nigerian sign language, or any other, indigenous sign language to be a part of our lingo in Nigeria, to be recognized as a proper lingo in Nigeria?
First and foremost, I feel that the government needs to understand that there is this reality that we have deaf people among us. It's real. I mean, some of them work in Alausa. I hope I can mention that. And most times, when they see you, the first thing they do to you is to sign for you, to see whether you understand their language. So I feel that the government needs to understand that the reality that we have the deaf among us, and they are also part of us. We need to all live together. We're not asking everybody to learn. Can it be included in the law? That, let every organization, every school have the basics of sign language. I mean, when we were growing up, it was necessary for us to learn A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. So can we have that for sign language too? So it makes it easier for any deaf person anywhere to feel secured and confident about themselves, being able to say, how are you? And then I can go, I'm fine. I'm amazing.
Oh, I'm
Do you understand? But it's difficult. You're saying, like, I remember someone before I really got into the sign language a little bit. I remember someone asking me what was my name, and I was looking at what was she signing, and then I kept looking, and she was, When I went back to class, I said, The next upper week, I saw somebody. I was so excited. I just said, what?
Dami.
Name.
That's beautiful.
The person just went,
And that's spelled?
Damilola. Dynamic Dami.
That is beautiful. I see what you say. It's very interesting. Dami, we are out of time, but I was wondering what you think, real quick, about policies that will ensure that deaf people are able to communicate better, especially when it comes to the media.
Yeah.
For instance, captioning on television, sign language for news. Should we have an interpreter behind us doing, or what's your take, if you don't mind, real quick?
Okay, basically, I think we already have some stations doing that. I don't want to mention some of them, but I know when news is running, you have a sign language interpreter interpreting. I just think we need to have more of that in our TV stations. Like I said, the inclusion is beyond just leaving it at school levels. We also need it at each workplace to help everybody. We all need it. We never can tell.
Can you sign as you speak everything you've just said now to encourage deaf people who might be watching?
Okay, so what I can do basically for deaf people that are watching right now is I am going to sign good morning, how are you, and hope you're doing well. So let's go with good morning. Good morning, how are you? Fine. Amazing.
Oh, wow.
At least we got our sign language.
Yes.
Here on Breakfast
At least I
Extra.
know good morning for now.
Grand. Dami, thank you very much for being a
Thank
part
you,
of our
Dami.
show this
You're
morning.
such a light.
Yeah, she is indeed. Very, very.
Thank you.
Thank you.